All right, shalom, shalom. Before I get started, I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Habakkuk. Double honors to the elder apostles, great millstone, rule and teach well, and honors and salutations to the men of the Lord, bringing out this word and truth and putting their lives on the line, all right, for this truth's sake. All right, I'm just going to jump straight into it. This is just going into the history of Revelation 20. All right, so I'm probably gonna title it, Revelation 20 breakdown. Okay. All right. So I got the articles and stuff on my other phone. All right. So I'm gonna just have it stuck on this the King James Version Apocrypha on the phone I'm recording off of, and just read off the articles on my other phone. All right. First, let's get these articles because it's very important, and this is for the brother, that seemed sincere off my camp video yesterday. He was asking good questions, and he wasn't scoffing, and he was actually like digesting. All right, he was digesting what he was receiving, and he was, well, I hope he was writing down precepts and things that me and the brothers on the comment board was giving him, And once again, Thawada, to those two brothers, Yahweh Shemel Shabrakathum, that was helping out. All right. So without further ado, I'm gonna read these articles for you to break down, because like the elder apostles of Great Millstone say, you gotta know the history to understand the mystery. All right. So Lord willing is edifying after bringing out this information. All right. So first, let me start off with Revelation. This Revelation 20:1. And I saw an angel come down from heaven, having the key of the bottomless pit and a great chain in his hand. All right. And that bottomless pit is Europe. Okay. And that great chain represents slavery. All right. And this angel, all right, which the word angel means messenger, all right, is Septimius Severus, all right, which was a so-called black man. Okay. When you look him up and things like that, it's of course on Google, it's going to say, African, or black, black man or whatever like that. The same goes for the Moors as well, African, black, so-called Negroes, okay? But we understand we're Israelites, all right? This truth, this great awakening, all right, that started beginning with Abba Bivens, all right, which fulfills the prophecy in Malachi about Elijah coming back, all right? But that's another lesson for another video, all right? But from the start, of this knowledge, this truth coming out of us being the true people of the book, the Hebrew Israelites, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, being the 12 tribes of Israel, all right? So now we have this knowledge, and now we know we're not just African Americans, we're not just black, we're not whatever the oppressor call us, okay? All right. So this is going into the downfall. Revelation 20, all right, is going into the downfall of that dragon, all right, which goes into the ancient Roman Empire, all right. Who ruled the ancient Roman Empire? Edomites, so-called Caucasians, so-called white people, all right. All right. So that's a known fact that the Romans, the ancient Roman Empire, all right, before they fell, okay, that they was Caucasian, so-called white people, all right, which are biblical Edomites, Idumeans, all right. All right, so let's continue verse 2, and I got these articles too. Verse 2, and he laid hold on the dragon, that old serpent, which is the devil and Satan, and bound him 1,000 years, all right. This 1,000 years is literally what's called in the world the Middle Ages or the Dark Ages. All right. So this is the time period of where you have, what the world know as niggas ruling the known world. All right. So Jake Septimius Severus. All right, and it was other Israelites, so-called black men. All right, that took down the ancient Roman Empire. All right, and established the Holy Roman Empire. All right, also known as the Byzantine, Empire. Okay. So it says, and bound him 1,000 years. Right. And we're about to prove that with this history. Okay. So it says the middle, hopefully you can hear me. The middle, make sure. All right. The Middle Ages was the period in European history from the collapse of Roman civilization in the 5th century CE to the period of the Renaissance. All right, which is 1,000 years. All right. So basically, from the time the Western Roman Empire fell, which was ruled by Caucasian Edom, so-called white people, which are biblical Edomites, Esau, Edom, okay, the Idumeans. All right. So from the time of the ancient Roman Empire falling, okay, to the time of the Renaissance period, okay. Let's read that again, because this is very important information. And this is we're not gonna learn this in Christianity. You're not gonna learn this in these schools. All right. You're not gonna learn the truth from your enemy. All right. So the Middle Ages was the period in European history from the collapse of Roman civilization in the 5th century CE to the period of the Renaissance. All right. Variously interpreted as beginning in the 13th, 14th, or 15th century, depending on the region of Europe and other factors. Okay. So the so-called Middle Ages or Dark Ages, all right, it lasted 1,000 years. All right. So that point is proven. Let me see. Let me mark these two. And we're not going through the whole chapter. We're going to stop at I'm actually stopping at 3. Yeah, I'm actually stopping at 3. Let me check these articles out. I got buku articles. All right. So that's proven. All right. All right. Don't need those. Which I'm pretty sure Jake, you can just look it up, like what 5th century and what 14th century, what it means and things like that, and how you translate it into years. All right. That's all I had for the side. Yeah, I ain't getting that. All right. Got that. I want to get this one. All right, bear with me. All right, and there's tons of information out here too. That is paintings and all type of information, history wise, that proves that Septimius Severus was a so-called black man. All right. Yeah, I wanted to read this. All right. And this is by springerlink.com. All right. Bear with me. This is going into slavery. All right. This is going into slavery during the Holy Roman Empire, okay? Because you had slaves, all right? You had slaves, you know, and that was a common thing when one nation would conquer another nation, you know, they would put them in subjection, you know, whether they gotta, you know, just pay taxes or whatever, you know. So yes, you know, once we came into power, all right, during the Holy Roman Empire, all right, also known as the Byzantine Empire, which was, you know, niggas, you know, Israelites, all right, ruling, okay. Yes, we had slaves. We had Caucasian slaves, all right. And in this article, it speaks on that. I'm gonna get straight to it though. All right, here you go. It says the Holy Roman Empire of the German nation was never a central nexus of enslavement and slave trading. Nevertheless, a large number of enslaved people were brought into the empire. They say a large number of enslaved people were brought into the empire from different parts of the world. All right, between the 16th and the 18th century. All right. So it says there were essentially three slavery complexes extending into the German lands. All right, and this information is like extremely hard to find. All right, you know, because Esau, he's going to like information that expose him and expose the truth, and you know that backs up the prophets of Yahweh Shema Shah. He's going to make it hard, nearly impossible, all right, to find this information. Because at one upon a time, you can easily, like years back, you can easily find certain articles and stuff. Now you look it up and them are hard to find. You might find a PDF on it, you know. So it says one was the Mediterranean and Black Sea slaving networks through which enslaved Africans, Eastern Europeans, and Caucasians, all right, Tartars, and I'm gonna say this: you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, all right, you're not speaking only to you so-called African Americans or blacks and niggas, all right. You know, you're not African, all right. You're not African. You know, African and so-called African and American, those are names of two Edomites, two so-called white people. All right, it was those two continents was named after so-called white people. All right, and something else. All right, let me get the scripture first. I think this Exodus. All right, here you go. It's Exodus chapter 11 and 7. But against any of the children of Israel shall not a dog move his tongue against man or beast, that ye may know how that the Lord doth put a difference between the Egyptians and Israel. All right. So there's a difference. Okay. You know, we're not, it's a difference between Ham and Shem. All right. You know, the true so-called Africans, you know, which are descendants of Ham, you know, they're Hamites, you know, like the true Egyptians were Hamites, you know, dark-skinned Hamites, okay? So, yes, they have dark skin like us, but they're two different people, all right? You know, the true so-called Africans, you know, they eat cow shit, you know, they be sticking shit in their nose and in their lips, and they obviously do not move like us, you know. And Esau, he has DNA, information, data, you know, he has all type of information that proves that we're two types of people, all right? And it's clear as day we're not the same people, all right? So let me go back. So right here it said, let me read it again. All right. It says there were essentially three slavery complexes extending into the German lands. One was the Mediterranean and Black Sea slaving networks through which enslaved Africans, Eastern Europeans, Caucasians, all right, Tatars, or subjects of the Ottoman Empire arrived in German principalities, all right. So these other nations, heathen nations that was in the area in the land, that was our subjects, okay. There was our slaves, and this information not gonna learn in the schools, Esau, the so-called white man, is not about to teach that at one upon a time he was in slavery and subjection, under, so-called black people. They're not about to say that. All right. And where it says enslaved Africans, those are not talking about us. It's not talking about Israelites. All right. And that wouldn't even make sense. Why would so-called black men conquer the ancient Roman Empire and turn it into the Holy Roman Empire just to enslave their own people? That's what common sense come in when we understand. Of course, we know the difference. All right, we know those are not our people. All right. Let me see. I got so much on here, and I don't really want to read all this. Yeah, that's all I wanted. Because this is a PDF, all right, from Springer Link, Slavery in the Holy Roman Empire. That's pretty much all I wanted. Yeah, let me back up. All right. And I got one about the Moors too. Let me get this one. Let me read this as well, because like I said, it wasn't just Septimius Severus. He wasn't the only so-called black man that took down, the Western Roman Empire. All right. Or as I like to say, the Caucasian Caucasian Roman Empire. All right. Because even though Jake took over, and turned it into the Holy Roman Empire, they were still doing the same thing. They were still keeping the customs and culture of the Romans. So the only difference in was really just who was in authority. All right, it went from having Caucasians in authority to, having Israelites in authority, so-called niggas. All right. And this is another guy too. All right. It's a Odysseer. Okay. I'm about to read a little bit on him. All right. It says Odysseer. I'm just gonna read this first passage. Odysseer, all right, was a barbarian soldier, and it's gonna take some finding, but he was a so-called black man. All right, and it's obvious once you read the information and tie two and two together, because he was a part of the Holy Roman Empire. Odysseer was a barbarian soldier and statesman from the middle, Danube, who deposed the Western Roman child emperor Romulus Augustulus and became the ruler of Italy, all right, in 476 to 493, all right. So he was a Jake. He was an Israelite. You know, it says, Odysseus' overthrow of Romulus Augustulus is traditionally understood as marking the end of the Western Roman Empire. All right, and so on and so on. And like I said, it was other Jakes. It was other so-called black men. That had part in taking down the Western Roman Empire. All right, in taking down the ancient Roman Empire and turning it to the Holy Roman Empire. All right, which in return, that's what started the Dark Ages, also called the Middle Ages. All right. Let me see. Yeah, that's it. All right. So let's read verse 3. Make sure that's it. I wanted to get one more on the Moors. Let's see. Which the Moors was black. Okay. They have paintings. They have all type of information to prove that. You know. All right. And we're different shades of brown. All right, we're different shades of brown. We understand black is not a nationality, but to be able to for it to resonate with people in modern times, we got to use these bywords and proverbs to communicate. All right. Here's another one. All right. It says this is by Chattanooga News Chronicle. It say black kings and queens ruled Europe for almost 700 years. All right, and it was actually 1,000 years, leading all the way up to the Renaissance period. Okay. It say history confirms that the Moors ruled in Europe, primarily Spain and Portugal, for almost 700 years. Okay. Let's see what else they got. All right. Okay. Let's read this. It say, all right, this is about Moors origin, history, and culture lessons study.com. Let's see what they got. Between 711 CE and 1492 CE, Muslim people of African descent, all right, talking about Israelites, controlled parts of Iberia, which consist of modern-day Spain and Portugal, because they were there so long. They had a long-lasting impact on Spanish culture as well as the European relationship with Islam. All right. Yeah, the Moors was just Israelites, so-called Negroes, that converted to, being a Muslim. All right. So Jake was going off, even though we was ruling the world during the Dark Ages. They wasn't, serving Yahweh Shemal Shah. All right. They wasn't serving the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Okay. So the Lord, they ended up getting taken down. All right. I think that's it. Let me read verse 3. All right, this Revelation 20:3, and cast him into the bottomless pit, all right, which is Europe, and shut him up, and set a seal upon him, that he should deceive the nations no more. Because Esau Edom was in captivity. All right, he was in subjection. He wasn't in a position of power anymore. All right, they was cast down. All right, this was the time period of them cast down. All right, and they came back into power during the Renaissance period, and started controlling shit again, running the world. All right. It say, and cast him into the bottomless pit, and shut him up, and set a seal upon him, that he should deceive the nations no more, till the 1,000 years should be fulfilled. And after that, he must be loosed a little season. Right. And, the Edomites haven't been, when you actually do the numbers, they haven't been ruling for that long, So like they rulership haven't been there long, from the start to now, and they're declining. 2024, they're declining. All right, Babylon the Great is declining. All right. So that's all I want to tackle, those 3 verses. Lord willing, it was edifying. Of course, Max, I think it was Max White. Yeah, Max White. If you got any questions, you can just type it under the video. All right. But this video was for you, to help help you better understand, Revelation 20, 1 through 3. And like I say, any other questions, just type it at the bottom. All right. But want to end it and give all praises, glory and honor to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shah Bahashem, Harakakwadash. Double honors to the elder apostles, great millstone, rule and teach well, and honors and salutations to the men of the Lord, pushing out this word in truth, risking their lives, all right, for Yahweh Shema Shah and the elect's sake, all right. And to the families, wish you shalom.